That's what we want to talk about. A lot of time people fight about this. ETF or real estate, I get this question every single day. And let's put it to rest today. ETF or real estate, which one are you going to use to build wealth if I had to choose one? Welcome, welcome. How are you all doing? Welcome, welcome today. It's Tuesday. How are you doing? And we are almost to the end of the year, end of May. Can you imagine? Welcome, welcome in. And just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business, and I the technology professional turn their 9 to 5 income into real wealth. So welcome today, IFK Divine Grace Lady Vaughn. Welcome in. How are you doing, Patsy? Welcome in, and everyone share out the life, tap out the life. As a member of this community is $1 million League. So if you're new here, welcome to the community of millionaires, whereby we are building a community of people that wants to turn their income into millions, at least $1 million in 10 years or less. Instead of doing it from age 25 to 65, do 40 years working and never get to the $1 million status. We are doing it right here in this community in 10 years or less, following the principle that we have here, and it is called the $1 million League. So click on the follow button to join the community. And as a part of this community, we ask that you tap out the live non-stop. We share out the live. You get your daily at me, and of course, click on the follow button and join the winning community, which is $1 million. Except you do not want to get to that $1 million status. But if that's your goal, and if you're already in that status, you want to scale to multi-million, then you're in the right community. Welcome, welcome in. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not hype. This is about wealth building, generational wealth, building wealth the right way. So welcome in right here. And I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. I am the convener of the $1 million League. So it's so nice to meet each and every one of us. Tap out the live, share out the live, and you will see we have both the YouTube on one side and the TikTok on one side today, because efficiency, productivity, and how to do things better, ways to do things better, that's what we're talking about here. And today it's about ETFs and real estate. There is one of this, right? If I had to build wealth, if I had to choose one path, only one path to build wealth, which one would I choose? Would I use ETF or real estate? Or you don't even know what ETF is? We're going to be talking about that today. We'll also talk about real estate. We talk about the benefit, the pros and cons of each of them. So you understand, or should you even be looking at both of them? Guess what? There is always a fight about this every time, where people would say, oh, Dr. Lina, ETF is the best, real estate is the best, this one has the better return. Then welcome in. This senator, welcome in. This one has a better return. This one is better than the other, right? But guess what? We're going to put it to rest today. And just the same way people also talk about IUL and all of those kind of things. But today it's about ETF or real estate. Which one helps you build your wealth? One can make you can grow your wealth, accelerate your wealth speedily. The other one also helps you build capital. So let's put it to rest today. ETF, people would say, oh, ETF is the best because real estate is stressful, right? People, you will probably have heard that real estate is stressful, ETF is best. Real estate people would say stocks are too slow, right? But wealthy people often use both, right? So it's not a situation of, oh, it's ETF or it's real estate, but let me break it down. So because here we talk about diversification, here we talk about generational wealth, here is about, wealth building the right way. Here we do not do get rich quick scheme. This is about building wealth the solid way. So tap out the live, click on the follow button, and join the $1 million League, because that is how we're building wealth. Because protection layer comes first, and Sapom just joined the $1 million League. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Welcome to the $1 million family. This is the family, and if you're wondering, you're just joining, you're wondering what is $1 million League? It's a community of millionaires, people that already attain that millionaire status, and people that also want to attain that status. If that's your goal, you want to be here. But guess what? It is not a hype. It's not get rich quick scheme. It's about you following the processes and the steps that we teach you. You have to be coachable. You have to follow the step and execute, right? Those are the strategies that we follow right here. But guess what? we're going to talk about it. And Mazino also joined the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. So let's tap out the live, and that's for my YouTube, my TikTok community. Tap out the live. For my YouTube community, all you have to do is just click on that subscribe button. I have long form videos for you every single Sunday. As a matter of fact, the latest video is there, right there for you. If you're not welcome in, right, I have the long form video for you that we share every single Sunday. So click on the subscribe button. Don't miss out on that. For my TikTok community, click on the follow button and join the $1 Million League. As a matter of fact, we also try to have some monthly and quarterly trainings. June, we have the Wealth Building Academy that is free, but registration is required. As a matter of fact, we have like 4 PhD holders, doctors, chief information security officer, chief people officer that will be coming to teach this. Okay, so welcome in. Click on the follow button. But let's talk about the topic of the day: ETF or real estate. Which one would I have to choose if I have to start building wealth? So welcome each and every one of you. Let's tap out the live. Jay, let's tap out the live. Let's tap out the live. Awesome. So who are the team ETF here? Or you don't even know what ETF is? You don't know what ETF? Put 1 if you do not know what ETF is. Put 2 if you know what ETF is. 1 if you know what you don't know what ETF is. 2, you know what ETF is, so that we know where we are starting from. Okay, 1, I don't know. 1, put 1. I don't know what ETF is, right? You don't know. Okay, Trish said I don't know. Okay, any other person? Yeah, okay, Solly said you don't know. Mazino, Java, Dada, Prain, Michael, User, Lifestyle, Nana. Put 1 if you don't know. Okay, great. Olayinka, welcome in, and let's tap out the live. Tapping out the live is just you touching the screen nonstop. Basically, that's what it costs you nothing. And on the YouTube side, just click on the subscribe button, costs you nothing. But guess what? What you're going to gain is way more, right? Because we have free videos. Okay, Dada said no. Okay, perfect. You don't know. All right, for the purpose of the people that do not know, ETF simply means exchange traded fund. Okay, exchange traded fund. So you see one thing behind it is a fund. So you should bring it to your mind that it's a collection of something, right? Pool of funds. It's a pool of funds. That's what ETF is, right? What is now that pool of fund? What is the fund? What's inside the fund? Is a fund, a pool of fund of different stocks, different stocks inside that fund. That's what it is. Okay, that is what it is. All right. So understanding that this is what ETF is. This is so it's multiple stocks in one basket. So whenever you make a purchase, it simply means that you are buying not just one stock, you are buying multiple stocks. Then you're wondering, so why should I just invest? Why should I just have the individual stock, right? Why is it okay? I can just buy individual stock, multiple of it. But think about it. First of all, the logistics that are associated with buying 500 stock or 100 stock, buying it one. It's a lot of effort, right? So from logistics and efficiency and effectiveness perspective and productivity, it just doesn't make logical sense that you want to buy 500 or 100 stocks and you start buying individual ones. But ETFs helps you with that because you can buy multiple stocks with just one purchase. You want to buy $1 of ETF, you can buy 500 stocks in it. You can buy 1,000, 3,000 stocks just with your $1, right? You can buy as many. Oh, thank you, Sage. Yeah, make sure you click on the subscribe button. And for everyone that just joined, make sure you're tapping out the live, click on the follow button and join the $1 Million League. This is the $1 Million League. Click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, and invite your friends over. Get your daily at me. That is for my TikTok side. On my YouTube, make sure that you click on the subscribe button because, of course, we have beautiful resources that's going to help you. All right. So having said that, let's go straight into it. Having said that, now, what app can you recommend in Canada for ETF? Yeah, so you have Wealth Simple in Canada. Then there's also Questrade. Wealth Simple Questrade in Canada, right? Mr. K-pop. I hope you've joined the $1 Million League because it's way beyond that, right? Way beyond that. But I hope that answers your question. Awesome. So having said that, okay, all right, perfect. Okay. So having said that, the other thing that you also okay, back to ETF, basket of stocks. Basket of stocks. So why should you buy? The first thing is logistics, efficiency, and productivity. Effort that takes you to buy multiple versus one, right? However, the other part of it is that other beautiful part of ETF is that it helps you with one thing called diversification, right? So think about it. Oh, welcome. Oswald just also joined the $1 Million League. Congratulations, joining the $1 Million League. And you would see me come from time to time. I would stop anybody that joins the league. How do I join the league? Just click on the follow button and come and learn from this place every single time. Every single time. Also get your daily at me and become a fan. That's it, right? That is it. And you would learn. Congratulations. Welcome. Welcome. Just click on the follow button. That's what it takes, and get your daily at me. Congratulations to you. Yes, that's it. And F Kotler, Dada, welcome to the $1 Million League. Welcome. And everyone that is joining, welcome in to that and the community of millionaires. That's it, right? Are you a millionaire, or you are in the path to become a million, right? $1 million sounds cool. Yes, it's not just sounds, right? Here we execute. This is not about, we don't look like millionaires. We are, right? So if your goal is to be there, right? You want to be the first person in your family to get there, then this community is for you. Congrats to everyone that go ahead, Leighton on YouTube as a question. Go ahead. Congratulations to everyone that had clicked on the follow button, taking a chance to build wealth. And this is not get rich quick scheme. These are principles that is known, but people don't follow it. But now we have people that have done it, achieved the result, and then we're just telling you that this principle works. How long have you been doing live streams? Yeah, for as long as possible, right? As long as possible. Is that your question? But ask any question on finances, okay? Ask any question. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. Congratulations, it's me. Congratulations, joining the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you, and everyone tapping out the live, sharing out the. Make sure you are tapping out the live, sharing out the live, inviting your friends over, and of course also making sure you're clicking on the follow button. You're joined the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to everyone that has just joined. The strategy is you will get to that $1 million status in 10 years. Following the principle in this community, right? Not get rich quick scheme. We did not say 5 years. We never said you can make it in 5 years. Walid, welcome in. You can make it, but then what people do not achieve in 45 years, working from age 25 or 20 and do not achieve in 65 years. Rosemary, welcome in, right? Good evening to you as well. What they do not achieve, that's what we're saying, that we're changing the status quo. We're changing it. This is a force, right? So, but today it's ETF for real estate. And if you click on the follow button and have not welcomed you, please indulge us so that we can also teach. But click on the follow button, join the $1 Million League today. And guess what? You see yourself on that your way to millionaire. And if you're a millionaire already, then you see yourself on the way to becoming that multi-millionaire. The toughest is your first 10,000. Toughest is your first 100,000. Toughest is your top 100,000. Convertible notes are always silent, but I think they should be on the menu. Okay, we'll think about that, but we take it. What we do here is, and I want to understand ETF. Okay, that's what we want to talk about today. ETF and real estate, right? We'll talk about that today. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 5,000. Let's get that tap to, it doesn't cost you anything. I know we are all locked in, but just tap it, right? As you are locked in, tap. And for my YouTube community, click on the subscribe button. Cost you nothing, but just you, you're going to be getting a lot of good afternoon. Thankful. Welcome in. All right, let's go to the teaching. Enough of the greeting. Let's go to the teaching. A lot of people want to understand ETF. A lot of people want to understand real estate, right? Those are one of the two of the pillars that we teach here in this house, and that's part of the strategy that will get us to that $1 million status. Congratulations to everyone that just clicked on the follow button, joining the $1 million league. Congratulations to each and every one of you. So let's go straight. ETF is just a basket of stocks. Don't let anybody deceive you, right? ETF is just a basket of stock. So instead of you buying individual stock, you are buying a basket of stock, right? We're buying a whole basket of stock. So in that stock basket, you would have, in that funds, right? You have so many, maybe 50, 100, 200, 1,000, 3,200, right? That is just it. And then you're wondering, so why can't I buy individual stocks versus, I can buy these individual stocks multiple times versus buying more it in one basket. And you like, is it not risky when I buy it? It should be riskier when I buy it in one basket versus when I spread it and I buy individual stock. Unfortunately, the reverse is the case. The risk is higher when you buy individual stocks compared to when you buy it as a basket. And you're wondering, Dr. Lina, what do you mean by that? How do you mean by that? It simply means when you buy individual stocks, see, let's take a very popular example I gave, Amazon. Amazon, right? Amazon is a very solid company, and Amazon owns data center, right? AWS. You probably would have heard about AWS. It's owned by Amazon. AWS houses so many. Where's my it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina, right? Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Basically, I'm Money Talk with Dr. Lina on every platform. So go and click on the follow on the subscribe button right there. As a matter of fact, we are also live on YouTube right now. So I have my YouTube community. Someone in TikTok is asking, Questrade and Momo for Canada ETF. Questrade and Wealth Simple, Mr. K-pop. Questrade and Wealth Simple. There are so many other ones, right? Right. Questrade and Wealth Simple. Okay. So now take it as an instance. You have a whole lot of you have Amazon, right? Amazon owns AWS. Think about, and congratulations on the person that just made that purchase. Amazon owns AWS. AWS is a data center. Data center, what's a data center? It houses data for so many companies, basically, right? Their backups and all of that. Guess what? Hypothetically, this is just, we're not saying it's going to happen. Just imagine if the data of companies like Coca-Cola, companies like Procter & Gamble, companies like the bank, Wells Fargo, just to hospitals, right? The data, EPA, and all of those kind of things, they are private. Let's say for some reason, there is a vulnerability. It got hacked, right? AWS got hacked. What's going to happen? That's a major, major breach. Of course, it's happening, right? Canva was just hacked, right? Guess what? What's going to happen? It means that a lot of people there's a lot of there's going to be litigation. Aside the fact that they're going to pay ransom and all of those kind of things, there is also going to be some data leakages. People would lay claims and all of that. There will be a lot of litigation. What's going to happen to the stock of Amazon? Because Amazon owns AWS. Who knows? What's going to happen to the stock of Amazon? And thank you for tapping out the live, sharing out the live. Who knows? There's a vulnerability, there's data breach, Amazon is hacked. What's going to happen? It crashes. Exactly, Shison. Thank you. Thank you so much. It crashes. That's what happens. What that means is that now imagine you had $1,000. You put your $1,000 on Amazon, right? That's an individual stock, right? We know that Amazon is a great company. That's why you put all of your 1,000 there. If this happens, what happens? Guess what? Your money, you lose your $1,000. It could be half of it. It could become 50% of its value. It could be 10%. But guess what? If it's also, let's assume something happens, they start opening more data center, or the sales are higher on Amazon. What happens? The stock of Amazon goes up. So the risk is higher. So is also the return, basically. So I hope you understand that. Now let's take scenario. Another example for that is, think about Coca-Cola. For some reason, there is a batch, right? It's 30 minutes of batch or 10 minutes of batch. There's an error in the soda, right? And all of a sudden it got poisoned. and some people got sick from it, not even that, sick from it, what's going to happen to Coca-Cola? Some people will boycott. It's going to impact the sales. It's going to impact the revenue, right? Because there will be recall and all of that. That is also a loss, right? It's going to impact the shares of Coca-Cola. Now, another scenario. Now think about it. You now have ETF. Where ETF comes to play is it's a basket of stock. Now imagine you bought with your $1,000, you bought a whole basket of, in that basket, let's the popular one, top S&P 500, top 500 company in the United States. In there, oh, Pastor Brian, welcome in. In there, you would have what? You will have, hey, Pastor Brian, so good to have you, right? Pastor Brian is absolutely amazing. Guys, connect with Pastor Brian. He's absolutely, is our senator in the house, right? He's actually contesting for one of the big positions right there in the United States, right? So good to have you, Pastor Brian. He is absolutely amazing. So, think about it. You have imagine you have in your basket of ETF, think about it. You have Coca-Cola, right? The same one that we talked about. But then you also have that Amazon that we talked about with the vulnerability. But then you also now have Apple, Nvidia. You have Procter & Gamble. You have so many other companies. You have Costco. You have so many. You have Exxon, or you have energy. You have real estate. You have top 500 companies in the United States. What's going to happen? Let's assume that, okay, that happened to Amazon, right? Or it happened to Coca-Cola. What's going to happen? Yes, the ETF is going to go down. Your 1,000 is going to go down a little bit, right? But it's not going to go as far because it's only one stock that is impacted out of the entire basket. Welcome in to the $1 Million family user. Welcome in. Congratulations joining the $1 Million League. And for everyone that is wondering, $1 Million League, this is that community of millionaires. You want to know how to join, just click on the follow button, get your daily admin, tap out the like, follow the principle. Some of the principle is what we're talking about here, right? Follow the principle here, and guess what? You will get to that $1 million status in 10 years. We did not say 5 years. We did not say 2 years, right? You can make it quicker, but follow the principle. You have to be coachable. We are just saying this is a force, right? We're changing the status quo. What we were taught in school, saying that go to school, get a job, and of course, work to 65. We're saying that you can work because you want to work, not because you have to work to pay bills. They're two different things. So work because you have to work, not because you will have to pay bills in 10 years. How does that sound? That is what it's called. The goal here is financial freedom. We teach, yes, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. We teach money, but then the main teaching we have here is financial freedom. Ability to live life at your own terms. Peace wealth, time wealth, money wealth, and health wealth. That's what we teach here. So make sure you click on the follow button and get your daily admin. Click on the subscribe button if you haven't, and join the $1 Million League. And if you've not heard about we have a free training, Wealth Building Academy, that's going to be done out of this platform June the 6th. It's free, but registration is required. As a matter of fact, we have at least 4 doctors, PhD holders, that are coming to teach how to, like Chief Information Security Officer, Chief People Officer, of companies that will come and teach you how to build well, how to raise that your income. You'll find the link in my bio, nestu.me/Money Talk with Dr. Lina on my page, and it's called the Wealth Building Academy. June 6th, very, very limited seats that is available. It's free, like I said, but the registration is required, so you don't want to miss that. Make sure you click on the follow button. Make sure you're tapping out the live and sharing out the live as well. And welcome to everyone that just joined the $1 Million League, right? Welcome you taking actions and for taking principles, following, changing the status quo. A lot of families, they've never experienced a millionaire in their family. That's going to be you if you have not experienced one. And if you're already a millionaire, yes, now is the opportunity to scale, right? Double it. Let's become a multi-millionaire. In dollars, by the way, not in your local currency, in dollars. All right, so let's go on. ETF, right? ETF. Now, think about it. One stock goes down. What happens to the rest? Let's say the stock, you have 100 in a basket. 100 in a basket. One stock goes down. What happens to the remaining 99? The remaining 99 is really still doing good. So give you an example. during the Iran war, like this war that's still going, we don't even know if it's on or not, with the Strait of Hormuz being closed, and we don't even know what's going on. The only thing we know that the gas has doubled the price. That's the only thing that we know that is going right now. Gas doubled, everything happened, but then income did not increase. Yeah, income did not increase. That's the only thing we know that happened with that war. Everything went up. Inflation moved from 3.3% to 3.8%. By the way. All right, so let's keep going on. With that going on, and the stock market went down, right? Everything went down. Like a VOO went all the way from seven. It was this 635 to 580 something, went down $50 down, right? Guess what? There were stocks that were swearing at that time. They were actually at the top of the market at that time, like ExxonMobil. Exxon was at the top, right? Because it's oil. That's what ETF does for you. Because whenever you have your ETF, it's it could cover different industries, right? Because think about it, there's retail, there is fast moving consumer goods, there is oil, there is energy, there's chips, there's Nvidia, there's all of those kind of companies in that basket. So what that means is that the impact is not going to be so crazy, or you not just lose your money overnight because one company goes down. Even if one company gets bankrupt, you still have so many other companies that is going to manage your portfolio. So the second thing, aside from efficiency and productivity of handling individual stocks, ETFs also helps you with diversification. The other thing that it does is it helps with managing of risk, because your risk is lower. As a matter of fact, let me give you one of the strategies here that I talk about. One of the common S&P ETF is S&P 500. S&P 500, for record, and you can go check it right now, S&P 500 has returned in the past 30-40 years, averaging 8 to 12%. So it means that if we take the mean or the median, that's 10%, right? 10%. It means that your money would have been generating 10% every single year if you had been investing for past 30 years. Now you'll be like, okay, but 10% is not a lot. Wait until you know the power of compounding. There's something called the rule of 72, and I've been talking about it. I'm not going to spend too much time, but I will use the rule of 72 here. Rule of 72 says, how long is it going to take your money to double, right? It tells you, it's a principle. You can check it. I always say, check, but trust, but verify. Always take another gadget and check. Fact check whenever you're on social media, on educational stuff. Make sure you fact check while right there. Don't just take the word at ease, right? Check, trust, but verify. I do that as well. So S&P 500 has returned how much? 10%, 12 to 12% in the past 30 to 40 years. In the past 50 years, in the past 10 years, it's returned 14 to 15%. Last year, it returned averaging about 18%. 18%. So it simply means that if you put your money in the bank, $10,000, you would have got 1,800. And you'd be like, oh, but 1,800 is not a lot. Now, wait till you hear the rule of 72. Rule of 72 shows you how long it takes your money to double. Who is interested in knowing how long is money? I want to know how long it's going to take my money to double. Just take the number 72, divide it by the rate of return. So S&P 500, 30, 40 years is return how much? 72 divided by 10. That's it. Average, 8 to 12% in the past 40 years. That means in 7.2 years, your money, 7 years and 2 months, your money doubles. And you'll be like, oh, 7 years is a long time. But that Bank of America and your Chase, hey, welcome, teamies. Welcome to the $1 Million League. Congratulations on you clicking that follow button and joining the community of millionaires. These are some of the strategies that we use. Simple, straight, direct. Just follow it and execute. Don't just consume. Execution is very key. Paco, welcome to the $1 Million family. And make sure you are also getting your daily admin. So you have the MDL right there to show that you're not a fan and also a part of this community, the community of millionaires. All right. So having said that, let's go to, 72, Lind also just followed. Welcome. And after this, so that we can teach After this, if I don't call your name, just keep clicking the follow button and join the $1 Million League. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, my YouTube community. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. And if you've been sitting here for the past 5 years, that means there's a reason, you have a need, right, for you to click on that to be here. It means that caught your attention and you've not scrolled, right? Did not do scroll, right? It means that it means that there's a reason you want to do something about your finances. There's something you want to learn. So do not wait. Just click on that follow button. Tap out the live. Like, invite your friends, right? Think of the friends and family that might need this. Press my forehead on the screen and share the live. And for my YouTube community, just click on the subscribe button and share. Yeah, I want to be a millionaire, Dr. Lina. Please help me. Mr. Gregory, you're already a millionaire. You're part of this community. So stop doing that. Stop doing that, Mr. Gregory. Yeah. So awesome. Mr. Gregory is part of this great community. Look at him. All right. So back to the teaching. Make sure you click on that follow button and let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 10,000. That's the only language that the algorithm understands. Tap out the live, share out the live, invite your friend, get your daily admin. See, it costs you 1 penny, but you get 30 points back. That's you investing, return on investment. That's it. That's what this is all about. Let's keep doing that. Thank you, Darlington, and everyone tapping out the live. And make sure you click the follow button and the subscribe button on the YouTube end. So welcome each and every one of us. So let's go further. So now let's take that rule of 72. Remember, we said 72 divided by what? 10%, which is S&P 500. You get 7,772 years. Bye, welcome in, Maximum. Welcome to the $1 Million League. Welcome in, and let's keep tapping out the light. So 72 divided by 10%, right? That's averagely 8 to 12%. So we take 10%. How do I put it? I'm not an high risk investor. I'm a medium risk. I've been humbled, lost over close to 100,000. So I got humbled, right? So I am not a moderate risk investor, right? For the past 6 years, I'm very high risk before. All right, doing day trading, penny stock, and what was the other thing? Options trading. Anyone who helped me would be blessed. Yes, everybody's blessed. We're helping you already. Click on the follow button. Follow the strategy. You will get to that $1 million status. That is enough help that you need. You just need to be taught how to fish, not to get fish, okay? Taught how to fish, not to get fish. Awesome. So 40% and 72 divided by 10, right? S&P 500, 72 divided by 10. What do you get? You get 7.2 years. Now, that is what it did 30 to 40 years averagely. Now, in the past 10 years, we said 14%, 14 to 15%. So let's take 72. Who can do 72 divided by 14.5? Let someone do that while I'm put the result. If anybody can help with that, 72 divided by 14.5, you can do it at 15, 14, or 14.5. How much is that? Because we want to see if you put your money in S&P 500, which is an ETF, what is that return are you going to be getting, right? Using the rule of how many years is it going to take your money to double, right? Now, let's do another one. Your Bank of America, Chase, or Wells Fargo, what interest do you get from them? What interest, right? I get 0.01. So I want another person that can help. 72 divided by 0.01. 72 divided by 0.01. Another person, 72 divided by 14.5. Please help me. 72 divided by 14.5, or let's do 15%. I'll take my calculator. Maybe I might be faster than any other person. But let's engage, right? You're part of this community. Yeah, 72, soccer, welcome in. Yeah, 72, right? The rule of 72 says take 72 divided by, right? 0.01%, right? 0.01%. That's what you get in your bank, right? From your bank. See, 7,200 years. That's what it's going to take you. If you are getting 1% from your bank, 72, let's say you get 1%. 72, that's what you get. That means in 72 years, that's what's going to take your money to double. It's just one type of ETF. It's just a basket of stock. So you might be thinking that, oh, you know what? But then, individual stocks does better. The same way, the returns might be higher, but the risk is higher. The higher the risk, the higher the return. All right? Higher the risk, and let's keep tapping out the live. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's invite our friends over. Can we tap out the live? Let's get it to 10,000. Let's tap it. And make sure you click on the subscribe button and click on the follow button. Let's tap out the live. Let's invite our friends over. Inviting your friends over means, my screen, my forehead on the screen, share it with your friends, right? My forehead on the screen, press it and share it with my friends. Now you understand the rule of 72. Using this rule of 72, it would help you to understand the reason why middle class, two things. Middle class puts their money in the bank. They guess what? The money will never double. That alone is failure on arrival. So it means that you have, fact that yes, you are saving. Take two individuals doing the same thing, got a job at the same time, making money at the same time, making the same kind of money. One puts his money in the bank, the other puts it in an S&P 500. Guess who is going to be wealthy? The one that puts his money in the S&P 500. And then you'll be like, okay, so why not the stock? The other reason why I talk about ETF or index funds, they're the same thing, about the same thing. ETF, you trade it like stock. I like it because you trade it like individual stocks, right? Because you can easily, you buy it. As a matter of fact, on Fidelity, you will see stock or ETF, right? You will see stock or ETF. Give me 1 second. I just have another person just calling nonstop. But all right. So when it comes to ETF, right, and on Fidelity, you would see ETF or stock, right? That's what you would say. It means that they're about, you trade ETF like stock. So you can buy it now and sell it now within the trading window. Like 3 p.m. CST, the market is going to close. So you can still buy ETF today and sell it today. You can buy it with as little as $1. So gone are the days when you have to buy a whole unit of a stock or a whole unit of an ETF. Right now, you can buy fractional shares of dollar value. I want to buy $200 worth of this. I want to buy $100. Just change it from unit of shares to dollars, right? To value, and then you're good to go with buying. That's it. With $1, you can start buying. All right. So that is ETF for you. Now you're wondering the other reason why I talk about ETF. Another reason why I talk about ETF. Oh, welcome to the $1 Million League. Welcome to the $1 Million League. Congratulations to Philo joining the $1 Million League, clicking that follow button. And sorry about this distraction about this call. I don't understand why people will call back to back. Awesome. So having said that, the other thing is that when you ask the multimillionaires, or you can take your iPad right now. Let me even show that, because a lot of times I always talk about it. And then we'll go to real estate. So just type, or you can take another gadget. Where does the multi-millionaire, I did not say millionaires, I said multi, M-U-L-I-T, multi-millionaires. Where did they put their money, right? Where did they put their money? That's the question. And if you put it on I put it right now on Google, and it says multi-millionaires. So this is the output. So you can see, let me change the screen so you can see. All right. Where does the multi-millionaire put their money? So let me read it out. And let me show it for my YouTube community. You can see, where does the multi-millionaire put their money? Because why is this very important? Because if you understand this, you would be able to follow what they did. If you want to become a multi-millionaire, you want to become a millionaire, that's where mentorship comes to play. Because you won't say, oh, this person has followed this path and this person has succeeded on this path. If I do the same thing like this person, I'm going to achieve the same result. You're going to achieve the same result. Welcome to the $1 Million League, right? So that is part of the principle that we follow here. Just go and see, what is the multi-millionaire do? What did they do? So I'll read it to you. And you can also check it yourself. It's public data. It's Google. Multi-millionaires put their money primarily into equities, real estate, and private businesses. It did not say, it said there's no crypto here. There is no options trading. Well, its equities could also be part of options, but we'll go back down into the nitty gritty. It says because but it did not say they put their money in the bank. That explains it to you, because it takes you forever, right? In your lifetime, if you put your money in the bank, in your lifetime, your money can never double. So it simply means that you're not building wealth if that money sits in the bank account. And the reason most of the middle class, they put their money in the bank, they put it in 401k, and the other thing is that they pay the highest level of taxes. That's one thing that is unanimous to middle class, right? And of course, the last one is they try to look rich instead of actually becoming rich, right? Look rich instead of actually becoming rich. They're two different things. So, but the wealthy, they focus on becoming rich or being rich rather than acting rich. All right. So multi-millionaire puts money primarily in equities, real estate, and private businesses, because having idle cash loses value to inflation. So that's it. That's why if your money sits in the bank, it loses money to inflation. So let me talk about inflation quickly. Inflation in the United States right now is at 3.8%. As of 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, it was at 3.3%. So it means that the rate, what is inflation? The rate at which the value of money drops, or what your purchasing power reduces in value. So it simply means, break it down, bring it to English, speak English, right? If you take your money and you go to the store, take your $100, what you were able to purchase last year, you cannot get the same thing as of now, as of today. Everybody, even including the cost of pizza, is that they've reduced the size of the pizza, or the cost of the pizza has gone up. The gas, typically my gas, I would fill my pump using the highest grade, right? With $65, $70, my whatever is already full. Now over $100, that's what I spend. What does that mean? It means that the value of money has basically gone down. That's inflation. Inflation went up recently to 3.8 in the United States. So it simply means that your money that you have in the bank is losing its value by that 3.8% every single year, right? That's the rate at which it's losing it. So it means that you're going to lose more than half the value of your money in 15 years or whatever, thereabout. That's what it means. All right. So that's why the multi-millionaire the multi-millionaire does not put their money in the bank. They don't, right? The only money that will be there is your emergency fund for 3 to 6 months. That's all that they have in the bank, because it has to be liquid, but it has to also be generating something. As a matter of fact, they don't put it in the regular bank account. It will be in an IU savings account, or in a form of cash equivalent that is liquid. They're welcome in. I know you were going to do that. So for every of the for every person that is also a $1 Million League, make sure you get the daily admin and be a fan of this community. Show that you're in part of the $1 Million League by getting your daily admin. It costs you 1 penny, but you get 30 points back, right? That's the highest you can get on this app. And for my YouTube community, make sure you click the subscribe button if you have not done that. Welcome, Del. Awesome. So they focus on long-term wealth compounding. Yay! Andrew just also did that. See, those are the community. That's what we do here, the $1 Million League. That's what we do here. Everybody knows they tap out the live, share out the live, get their daily admin right there. Awesome. And make sure they also claim their points, 30 points before we. Oh my goodness, this lady is going to kill me. All right. So because having idle cash loses value to inflation. Idle, they focus on long-term wealth compounding and asset diversification. Let's talk about wealth compounding. Wealth compounding. What does wealth compounding? What does it mean? It means that, remember we talked about rule of 72. The rate at which your money increases, right? The rate at which your money increases, that is wealth compounding. And we are looking at, where does the wealthy multi-millionaire, where do they put their money? Multi-millionaires, where do they put their money? And that's what we're analyzing right here, because we're talking about ETF and real estate. So they don't put their money in the bank because it loses value to inflation. And at the same time, it's not going to increase in value. It's not growing their wealth. So that's the reason. The other thing is that they focus on long-term investing. So whenever you see day trading, penny trading, that's why I lost close to like 100,000, 99,000 thereabout. That's what I lost about 6 years ago. Doing day trading, penny stocks, and of course, doing options trading. They focus on long-term investing. So let your goal be long-term investing, consistency. It's not about how much, it's about doing the same thing consistently, non-stop, right? That's what builds wealth. The other thing is that they focus on diversification, right? Now, ETF, what did I say earlier? Diversification. When we talked about long-term investing, remember, 30, 40 years, S&P 500 has done 10%, right? 8 to 12%. In the past 10 years, 10 years is also long-term, right? 10 years, it has done 14%. So it means 14 to 15%. It means that you are in the step in the right direction. Where the wealthy, right? Where the multi-millionaires, this is the strategy that they are using to build wealth. And that's the strategy that we use in this community, $1 Million League. So click on the follow button and join that community right here, because we follow the blueprint of what the multi-millionaires, not the millionaires, multi-millionaires, that this blueprint is part of the things that we're using, the execution of it. That's how you're going to get to that $1 million in 10 years or less. 10 years or less. It all depends on you following the principle and the execution. And if you are just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm not a doctor of medicine. I'm a doctor of business and technology, serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio. I've been investing close to 2 decades with both smart investing and real estate and businesses as part of the pillars. I teach 4 pillars of wealth creation, which is income, how to increase your income. As a matter of fact, June 6th, we have the Wealth Building Academy, where 4 professors, or 4 to 6, we have 4 confirmed, that will be teaching you how to increase your income, scholarships, the 5K side hustles that you can do, how you can pivot from one field to another without going back to college, right? And if you have to go back to college on scholarships at zero, like someone like Dr. Fatima teaching you, is director of admissions, graduate admissions, who is also right there in executive director in California, top leading university in California. Then someone like Dr. O, who is the Chief Information Security Officer. We're still waiting on Dr. Fufu, who is Chief People Officer on HR's perspective to come teach us how can you go back to school or learn something, increase your income without going back, without getting a college loan. I was not here when you were invited. You missed it. It was explosive on Sunday. We had the family and finance on Sunday, Andrew. You missed that. But then she will be here for the Wealth Building Academy. The Wealth Building Academy is June the 6th. June the 6th, registration link is in the bio. nestu.me/Money Talk with Dr. Lina. And you would find it right there. It's the Wealth Building Academy. It's free, but registration is required. June 6th is actually next Saturday, not the Saturday, the next Saturday. You don't want to miss it, right? Because it's free, but registration is required. As a matter of fact, we already gone past, I think maybe we're at 70% of the class, because we only have 100 slots. So the class is almost full. Once it's full, it's full. Now you can still take your chance. Congratulations to my friend that just also joined the $1 Million League. Uche, welcome. Welcome. So the multi-millionaires, they focus on long-term wealth compounding. So it tells you something. Wealth building it's about long-term. It's not like, instant gratification. You have to have a bit of something called delayed gratification, right? Consistency, right? Doing it over and over and over again, right? Like a clockwork, just like your 9 to 5. You're clocking every day, right? Just the same way. That's what you do when it comes to investing. And that is what the multi-million, and they do it long term. So long term could be 10 years, it could be 8 years, right? That's why we're in the $1 million league. We're not saying 5 years, right? We're saying 10 years, you get to that 1 million. Then your next 1 million right there could be in 3 years, right? And as a matter of fact, depending on the principle, you executing and putting all the effort and all of that, you could do it in 7 years, get to that 1 million, right? I did it in less than that, right? So those are the things that we teach here, right? Following a blueprint, wealth build, the multi-millionaires, what they use, not the millionaires, multi-millionaires, because that's where we're going. All right, long-term wealth compounding, and then asset diversification. That's why we talk about ETF, because, and then you're not seeing that, we said ETF or real estate. We are going to be talking about the both, right? It's not, as a matter of fact, each of them is a pillar in this community. Each of them is a pillar. It takes about 7 years for your money to double. So do I need about 500,000 to be invested? Absolutely not, right? Absolutely not. It's about invested for which period, right? It's not Dr. LOD. It's not, I want to believe that you're saying that for your retirement, right? Retirement is only about your lifestyle. If your lifestyle at retirement is you want to be spending $10,000 every single month, right? Your lifestyle is $10,000 every single month. So it means that you should have $120,000 at retirement, right? So then you need to work it backwards. And if you want a sheet that's going to, good afternoon, how are you, Stephen? Welcome. Make sure you click on the subscribe button and join the $1 Million League. So what you need to now do is to work it backwards. As a matter of fact, on my page, there's a post I did a few days ago. You would find how much you only need 40,000, how much you need to start saving now. If you need 100,000, I think up to 5 million, we had up to 5 million, how much you need to start saving, because it's a function of what do you need? My lifestyle might be, I need 300,000. Thank you for helping many people with their finance. I like that. So, oh, great. Thank you, Stephen. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Right? Thank you so much. Right. Awesome. So, Dr. LOD, so all you have to do is walk it backwards. So 500,000 is some decent money. And if you put 500,000, let me tell you what will happen. If you just put it in an S&P 500, in year 5, that your 500,000 becomes 1 million, right? Your 500,000 in 7 years, using so to get to 1 million in 10 years, I just need to work it backwards. Oh, 10 years. Okay. The principle that how to get to $1 million status is what you're asking. There's so many steps. Remember, we're talking about 4 pillars. Your income, 1. 2, ETF that we're talking about is part of it. 3, you see real estate is part of it. 4 is your financial foundation is also part of it. So, and then we also have businesses that is also part of it. So it is not just just one number, because it starts with your income. Trust me, if we say that, okay, look for 500,000, trust me, nobody's going to get there. Because who has 500,000 laying around? No, it doesn't work that way. Right? It is, you see, it's not that. Guess what? You'll be so surprised. The requirement is a 6-figure salary. That's it. 6-figure salary, about 120,000. And you might be like, oh, you know what? I don't have I'm not getting a 6-figure salary right now. That's part of the reason why we will teach you. That's part of the things we're doing, because we enable you. It is not just, this is more like, it's no one exactly. We're going to enable you. We can't put something in. That's why I said execution is key, right? Execution is key. I'm a professor. I teach AI cybersecurity and deep learning, and I'm a vice president of technology. So I understand what it means by, I can tell you everything, but if you cannot execute it, then you will not achieve it. So if I tell you you're going to get $1 million status, then I need to enable you. So if you are not enrolled to the Wealth Building Academy, because that's your first step, it starts with your income. I want to start a channel on mental health. Do you think that could make you want to create value first, okay, my friend? Create value, then the money would follow. All right, create value, right? In everything that you do, create value, money will follow. That's the rule. If you focus on money, like I said, I teach freedom, financial freedom. It is not the money. Money is just a tool to get you financial freedom. If you want money, create value, then money will follow. Just the same way you're doing a job right now. What are you doing? You're working for somebody. If you don't have the skill, if you're not creating value from your employer, would they pay you? No. So create value and definitely the money will follow, Steven. All right. And that's from a question from somebody, one of my community members. Bankers don't accept land as collateral. Well, I'm not sure. Zainab, welcome, welcome to the welcome to the $1 Million League. You just joined the community of millionaires, and let's keep tapping out the life. Over 1,000 people have gone through this live today. Let's get it to 10,000. I know we are all locked in. Let's get it to 10,000 nonstop. Get your daily at me if you have also clicked on the follow button. And if you have been sitting here for more than 5 minutes, click on the follow button. Get your daily at me. Be a part of the community of millionaires. So where does the multimillionaires, where do they put their money? That's the question, and you can do it and check it yourself. So they focus on long-term wealth compounding and asset diversification. ETF will help you diversify. S&P 500, top 500 company in the United States. Top. It means that top 500 companies point in time. So it simply means that they are being reviewed every single quarter. As a matter of fact, they said they're trying to change a policy. Changing it's in the house right now, where they want to change it to every 6 months. That, I mean, people need to push against, because there are a lot of hedge funds that would probably step in and short some big company index their money. So okay, so think about it that way. So it helps you to diversify. Diversification is very, very key. And then the last part of it is, rather than packing excess funds in traditional checking or savings accounts. So I read it again. Multi-millionaires put their money probably in equities, real estate, and private businesses, because having idle cash loses value to inflation. They focus on long-term wealth compounding and asset diversification, rather than packing excess funds in traditional checking or savings account. So, summary. If you are leaving your money in the bank or in your bank, and all you are getting is 0.01% and losing it to 3.8% in inflation, total you are losing 3.7% on your money every single year. Your money is never going to double in your lifetime, based on rule of 72, not me. 72 divided by 0.01, that is what? 7,200 years. So it tells you something. That is failure on arrival. You will not build wealth. It's not. And that might be the reason why one of this alone in itself, the fact that you put your money in the bank in itself, shows that you will not build wealth. And that's the truth, unfortunately. So when I say savings will not build you wealth, you have the data right now. Multi-millionaires don't do it. So you don't do it. Yeah. All right. The other thing is, where then do you put your money? You put it in. If you put it in the stock market, you do day trading, you do penny stock, you do options trading, your chances of losing it is also very high. So I don't teach risky and I don't teach low. Low is you put your money in the bank. High is you put your money in the what's it called? Day trading, penny stocks, and options trading. I lost money there. So I don't teach that. So I stay in the middle, which is moderate, which is something called ETF. Guess what? Why? That is where the multimillionaires, that's where they put their money. And I wait. Long-term compounding. I know that I can. Welcome to the $1 Million family. Congratulations to you joining the $1 Million community. So at least you have the record. You have the record right here. And it goes further. You can check it yourself. Take your time, because you want to understand. If you understand where the world will put their money, right? Your goal is to become a millionaire, right? That's why you're part of this community and you click the follow button. Then understand where it's hidden in plain sight. It's there. Just follow the steps. And they say that wealthy investors allocate their fortunes across these core vehicles. 1, equity and investment funds. So this is the kind of equity, right? The bulk of their wealth is usually held in taxable brokerage accounts, index funds, ETF, right? Adetule, welcome to the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you joining the $1 Million League right there. So, taxable brokerage accounts, index funds. So I talk about brokerage account, right? I talk about index fund, ETF. Difference between ETF and index fund is you trade ETFs like stock during the day. Index fund is the average at the end of the day. So you only know at the end of the day. Trading cycle. I prefer knowing I'm selling, I'm buying right now. I'm selling, I'm buying, I'm knowing it right now. That's the difference. Then they focus on dividend paying stock. That's cash flow for you. And institutional wealth management fund, that these in itself is the exact ETF. So what is that ETF? Basket of stocks. Just basket of stocks. Now you can now be different things in that basket. Different things. What are the different things? It could be like everything in it is real estate. Right? Ever wondered all those big houses, all those high rises in downtown? Some of them are not owned by the company. The companies actually rented it. Movie theaters, malls, right? Shopping complex. Some of those McDonald's, they are built by property companies. So you can, there's ETF for real estate. There's ETF for energy. There's ETF for the entire US stock market. That's VTI. So those are different kind of ETFs that is available, right? Different types. You now you want to understand which one is good for you, which one works for you. There is the entire US stock market. You can say that, you know what? I don't even want the US market. I want the international, just international, VXUS. You can say that, okay, you want the entire global market, VOT. You can say that, okay, you just want the top 500. There's top 1,000. There's top 100, right? You need to say, you can say, okay, I just want technology. It is just a basket. The two things that qualifies, that changes one ETF from the other. One is what? One is basically, Andy, welcome to the $1 Million family. Congratulations to you. Joining the $1 Million League, the community of millionaires, building your first million in 10 years or less. Following principles that is not get rich quick scheme, but solid one that is going to build the generational wealth. Not for you only, for your generations. You can teach your children. Like all these things that you are learned right now, you're able to teach your children. Make sure you get your daily admin, turn on notification bell as well, so you know whenever I am here live, and you can get to come and learn, because we have different things. We have family and fun, family and finance night. We have all of that, and let's keep tapping out the life. I know we are all locked in. Let's get it to 10,000. Can we do that? And my YouTube community, click on the subscribe button if you have not, and join the $1 Million League. Let's tap out the life. Let's tap out the life non-stop. Okay, let's tap out the life right there. Let's tap out the life. All right, perfect. So having said that, so they said they put their money in index funds, dividend paying stock, and institutional wealth management funds. All right, that's part of the places where they put their money. Real estate is the second one. Okay, and we're checking, where does the multimillionaire, where did they put their money? Hey, Dell, thank you so much for that. So where does the multimillionaire, where do they put their money? That's what we are saying. All right. So beyond real estate is the second one. Beyond primary homes, they invest in commercial properties, rental, real estate. I don't like real estate because the headache comes, there's headache. I don't want to deal with tenants. But guess what? Multimillionaires are putting their money. They're doing real estate. So who should you, and you want to become a multimillionaire, but you don't want to do that. All you have to do is, what is the strategy? In everything, whenever you want to do something, right? Instead of you saying that I cannot do this, ask, how can I do this? Right? Ask, how can I do this? I manage double digits real estate portfolio. When I mean I own and manage double digits real estate portfolio, and I've been doing it for so many years now. I am still here doing, what am I doing? I'm still teaching you guys on social media how to build wealth, because this is my passion. This is corporate social responsibility to me giving back to the society, right? My regular day job, I'm a vice president of technology, day job, right? And also a professor that teaches AI cybersecurity and deep learning. I'm still running a family. I run a business, right? But then I'm still here. How is that even possible? Because I said to anybody, it will be like, oh, that's a lot. How are you even able to do that? This, that. But guess what? I've just made it possible to say, how do I make it happen? I can do this during my lunch. I can do it during my nighttime and still be able to give back based on my passion, right? That's it. So real estate, yes, how do you do it? Yes, that's it. Right? How do you do it? That's it. How do you do it? How do I make it happen? With real estate, right? I have all my structure, everything that is needed. And as a matter of fact, I manage it. I don't use property managers. I own and manage double digit. That's why I say own and manage, not just own. Double digit real estate portfolio. Oh, you're welcome. That means a lot. You're welcome. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for also being a good member, a quality member of this community, $1 Million League. And welcome to each and every one of us. So real estate, if multimillionaires are putting their money there, you better get yourself and run and start putting your money in it. Guess what? BlackRock is buying, in short, single family homes. A lot of these institutions are buying they are buying homes. They are building apartments. If it's not working, if real estate is bad, you think they will put their money in it? You think so? But you're looking for all the excuses. Real estate. Okay, I will tell you. Just stick around. Well, it's here. The data says beyond primary homes, they invest in commercial property, rental real estate, and they invest in REIT, real estate investment trust. They invest in that, right? To generate passive income and edge against market downturns. So remember, diversification. If the market goes down, they have real estate to back up. They do not put everything in one basket. They diversify. Even though ETF already diversify you in terms of stocks, you are already different stocks, but then there is also the real estate. If there's a market downturn, like there was is BlackRock ETF or what? BlackRock is a brokerage firm. BlackRock is an investment firm. BlackRock buys, they own the IVV of S&P 500. They own ETF. But then BlackRock is an investment firm. So as part of them being an investment, they do real estate. They do everything, right? There's so many of those investment houses they have hedge funds and all of those things. It's just an investment house. I hope that answers your question, Vame. All right. Passive income and edge against market downturn. Diversification right there. The other thing is the private equity and angel investing. That I don't know, because that is very risky. But guess what? By pulling capital into private companies or startups, they seek massive long-term returns on assets not publicly traded on the stock market. So that's the other one. TLC, welcome to the $1 Million community. Yeah, you are now a part of the millionaires. And we're talking about where the multi-millionaires, where they put their money. Simply go on Google and check it yourself, right? Yes. Alternative asset, Dell, thank you so much for doing that. Get your daily at me, tap out the live, share out the live. You found value here, then just basically do that. That's how you also give back, because that's the only language that the algorithm understands. Get your daily at me. You do that when you are doing follow for follow, right? All those lives that people are dancing and they're not even adding so many value. But this is putting a lot of dollars in your pocket, right? Now, so do that here. Tap out the live, share out the live. Of course, get your daily at me. Do go populars. Those really help out this life. And of course, also follow on, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Money Talk with Dr. Lina, and on Instagram. Okay. ETF is exchange traded funds, basket of stocks instead of individual stocks. Alternative asset, they diversify using physical asset and commodities, including fine arts. Do you know fine arts? I don't know fine arts. Vintage collectibles, I don't know. Precious metals, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Precious metals, yes, maybe gold. right? That's also a good one. Silver, those are also good, right? But then vintage collectibles, I don't even know. Fine art, I don't know. And then of course private equity and all those startups are also super risky, but if it's something, maybe I'll get to there someday somehow. So that is the thing. Please, where did you see options trading here, right? Where did you see penny stock? Where did you see day trading? It's not here. It's not. And that's the thing. Because I did that. Because let me tell you, I came about this. I came about this because I lost 99,000 about 6 years ago. Because I was following the blueprint. Where does the millionaires put their money? They said they put their money in the stock market. Okay, let me start doing stock market. And I did penny stock, day trading, and options trading. And I lost money. And then that's when I went deeper. What I missed there is diversification, and I also missed long-term investing. Day trading is not long-term. As a matter of fact, it's going to trigger some tax events. So whenever you do trade, and guess what? I don't have the time. My plates are already full. The people that do day trading, they understand it. They are watching the chart like a hawk. They know it, and they are doing it. But you don't have the time. I don't have the time. So I do, and the wealthy, obviously, the multimillionaire, obviously, they do not also have the time to watch their charts. That's why they follow long-term, simple principle. And that's the power of compounding, right? Remember, let's take a number. One of my friends earlier said, do we need 500,000? Let's take the 500,000, right? It means that if you what S&P 500 has done in the past 10 years, 14 to 15%, it means that your money is going to double in 4 years, 9 months. Let's say let's wrap it up to 5 years, right? 5 years. It means, my friend, just to answer your question, 500, if you have 500,000, I know nobody has it, but let's use it. 500,000 times 2. It means that in 5 years, your money, hey, Shodek, welcome in. How are you? 500,000 in 5 years, is 1 million, right? And you'll be like, okay, then in 10 years, your 500,000 becomes $2 million. And then your 500,000 in 15 years, right? In 15 years, your 500,000 becomes 4 million. In 20 years, your 500,000 becomes 8 million. That is the power of compounding. Now let's take it down to the minimum. $27 a day. $27 a day, in a year is $10,000. Yes, $27 a day. For 365 days, if you save $27 for 365 days, that is $10,000. Yay! Hey, Shodek, how are you? Shodek is absolutely amazing. Yeah, that is $27 a day, because a lot of time people would say, I don't have money. As a matter of fact, you want to start, ETF is where we've always started from. So good to have you, Shodek. ETF will always start from that. You can start with $1. $1. You cannot start with $1 when it comes to real estate, but you can do it with real estate investment fund, trust, REIT, which is also a form of ETF for real estate, right? It's still ETF. And let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 10,000 and share out the live. Invite your friends over. Get your daily at me. Share out the live, right? Look at the gift gallery, and also do some things the same way. When you have credit cards, it's compound. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have to say something about that. That one is yeah. Dr. Adetulu, whatever you said, that wasn't really nice at all, because the people have heart palpitation right now. Yes, that your credit card is at 27%, 25%. You know what that means? It's crazy. So make sure you are paying your credit card within the billing cycle. Kami, welcome to the $1 Million family. Welcome. Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you have clicked on the follow button, you are a part of this community. The first thing first, before we even talk about investing, is you take care of that debt. Why? You don't have any business in investing if you have not taken care of your debt. You don't. Reason is that, remember, we talked about S&P 500 at 15% in the past 10 years, right? 15%. It simply means that you put $10,000 on your debt, right? $10,000. You put it towards investing. You are getting a return of 15%. But guess what? Your debt, the same. Let's say you owe $10,000, or let's say 1,000. You invest. Is that you have the option of paying off? You have a debt of 1,000. You're saying that, or you have the option of investing. Then you say, okay, let me start investing with this 1,000 that I have. That is a wrong move. Why? Your interest or your return on your investment is about 15%, which is still shaking, right? It's not guaranteed. But of course, we can always say it's guaranteed because we have a trend of 10 years, right? 15%. Now, your debt is how much? 25%. Your credit card, 25%. Please, anybody put in the comment, what's the rate on the credit card? 27, 25. I heard somebody said 32. Let me see the interest. Put it in the comment. Let's engage. Let's make the comment section busy a little bit so that we can tell our algorithm that we're finding this 26 to 27%. So it means that after you have paid, it means that 15% is what you get. It means that you are still using your own personal money to fund that debt. So you will not build wealth. So first of all, thank you so much, Shode Connect. You would want to, first of all, take care of the debt first, right? Thank you so much for that, right? You want to take care of the debt first before you even start investing. So that you know that, okay, I'm not paying 27%. And then I can now say that I'm no longer paying 27% because it's like, it just doesn't add up. You just think about it. It just doesn't add up. All right. So always think about it that way. Go and take care of that debt for you. Can use snowball method, avalanche method. You can use debt consolidation. And of course, most importantly, stay disciplined. Right? And make sure that if you don't have that money, we don't spend it. So delay the gratification, right? Such that I don't have this money. Use your credit card like a debit card. If that money is not in the account, we are not swiping the card. No, the money is not in the account, no swiping. That's it. You're only using the card to build your credit. The second thing you are using the card for is maybe a little bit of reward, which really doesn't matter. But then the third one is for safety, right? That's the only reason, because if you use your debit card and there's fraud on your card, that's your money, right? If there's fraud on a credit card, it is their money. It's their money. All right. So I hope we got that. Let's keep tapping out the life and let's go back to the teaching. What was I even saying? What was I saying now? Remember. So ETF. With ETF, can somebody remind me what we were saying before we got to the credit card issue? And make sure you click on the subscribe button. Can we tap out the live? Let's get it to 10,000, guys. Over 1,000 people has come through this life, and we have not still got into 10,000 taps. Really, on a follow, you guys would have tapped into 150,000 by now. And then you'd have gifted and done everything, and also daily at me, and everything would have. Even though this one gives you millions and puts money into your pocket, let's do that. I know we are all locked in. Let's do that. So ETF, right? Oh, thank you. Tomiwa just joined the community of millionaires. Welcome. And this is the $1 Million League. A community, when we hear community of millionaires, you see MDL. You see the MDL behind Shodek's right there. It shows $1 Million League. It's a community of people building millions. Get to that $1 million status in 10 years. In 10 years or less. People do not get there in 45 years. Working from 20 to 65, they still do not get there. But some of the principle that we're talking about, like do not leave money in your bank account. All that you put in your bank account is your savings. That's it. That's all that you put in your bank account. You don't put your emergency fund. And that one even goes into a high-yield savings account, right? 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Then every other thing should either be in investing or for your bills, and that's it. That's how you build wealth. And then for your wealth building, you need to have real estate, ETF, right? Businesses, right? And of course, delayed gratification. As a matter of fact, I teach a triangle. This is your income. Fund your lifestyle. Take some of that, your income, let it go into asset. Asset that cash flow. This is cash flow here. This cash flow gets you to build asset. I mean, now funds your lifestyle. Guess what? You have the asset that will be working for you when you don't have to work. So it means that even when you're working because it gets to a point where your cash flow is way higher than this your income. That gives you financial peace. It gives you financial protection, right? Right there. And let's keep tapping out the life. Let's tap out the life. Let's share out the life. So really, we already learned where the wealthy, where did they put their money, right? We now know that it is equities, which is ETF, basically real estate. Now, ETF, basket of stocks, like I said. How do you buy it, right? How do you go about it? Open your account. If you're in Canada, there's the Quest Trade. There is the Work Simple. If you're in the US, there's Vanguard, there's Fidelity, there is Schwab's, there is Robinhood, there is Webull, there's Ameritrade, there's JP Morgan with Chase, there's Merrill Lynch, Merrill Edge with Bank of America. All of these are investment houses. You're not buying it in the bank, you're buying it from the investment side. Fund the account and start buying the ETF, right? And of course, set up automation such that it will drive discipline. So that is the step by step whenever it comes to you buying ETF. It's simple, it's something that, trust me, it builds wealth. So Bitcoin, no, we don't talk about. I invest in Bitcoin, right? Personally, but I don't bring it here because Bitcoin swings. I started investing in Bitcoin at 13,000, right? That's when it was 13,000. But now it went out to way to 125,000. Then now at 75, or what is it? So, but you can take 1% of your money and put it there. It's okay. I mean, it's a little bit of risk does not kill. So what I was saying earlier, using the rule of 72. So if you just simply follow the processes that these multimillionaires do, let's assume now I remembered, rule of 727, $27 rule. Yes, I don't have money, but guess what? You buy coffee every day. You buy lunch every day. Some people spend more than that $27 every single day. $27 every single day for 365 days in a year, that is $1,000. So if you are looking for how to blow $10,000 a year, that is a way to blow 10,000. If you want to know how to invest and build that $27 to become 1.6 million. So I've told you how to blow it or to waste it. That coffee and whatever, call it waste or call it, because you can actually make that food from home for 10% less of that value, right? So is you spending $27 every single day. That's how you waste $10,000 every single year. Now, how do you turn $27 a day to $1.6 million in over a period? Okay, take that $27 a day, put it consistently for 1 year. That is $10,000. $10,000, right? I will do two scenarios and we'll wrap up the life and we'll talk about real estate tomorrow. So take that $10,000 using the rule of 72. You put it in an S&P 500, return 14 to 15%. That means your money doubles every 5 years. If you put it in like NASDAQ 100 or some other ones, you might also be able to get 20%, 18%, but the risk is higher. 22%, the risk is higher. So it means that rule of 72 divided by whatever, right there. So take that money, that $10,000, and let's keep tapping out the life. Can we keep tapping out the life and sharing out the life? Right? We're finding value, right? If you're finding value, put one and tap out the life, guys. Put one and make sure if you'll be sitting here for more than 5 minutes, click on the follow button, get your daily admin, share out the life, okay? Right? Because we'll soon be ramping up with this, okay? And then I would, before you run away or to start exiting and all of that, you want to stick around because I'll also show you the Wealth Building Academy, which is free. And how, if you want to know how to actually execute the ETF, The strategies behind it and all of that, I would show you where you can find it. So you want to stick around, click on the follow button, turn on notification bell, get your daily Ask Me as well. Awesome. So having said that, so $27, that's $10,000 a year. Take that $10,000 a year, you put it in an S&P 500. S&P 500 is going to give you, it means that your money is going to double every 5 years. Year 5, right? Year 5, your money is going to be, you did not add any other thing to it. You just did it for in 2026 through, we are in May. From now through next year, May, you have your $10,000. In 5 years, that's going to be 2032, right? Thereabout. Your money is going to become 20,000. I'd be like, oh, that's a long time. Now wait till 10 years. Your 10,000, you did not have any other thing. Your 10,000 becomes $40,000 by year 10. By year 15, your 10,000 becomes $80,000. You did not. The only thing that is keeping you away is just time. By year 20, your 10,000 becomes $160,000. $27 done for 1 year. That's it. $160,000 is what you get. You just like, okay, Dr. Lina, I want to listen to you. I'll be compliant for the next 1 year. I would say $27 a day. I'm not going to just do that long-term coffee for 1 year. After that, I will not do this. You will get $160,000 in 20 years. That's something. But wait and let's see how it even gets better. You decide to say, okay, you know what? I did it for year 1. This actually makes sense, right? I can actually do without it. Then you decide to say, okay, I'm going to continue to do it like that for 10 years. At the end of the whole thing, you have $100,000, right? $100,000. $100,000 yet by the 5 years after, right? Of course, you will not, if you take the trend and all of that, you need to, there's some things that would stagger, but let's say $100,000. By year 5, you have what? $200,000. Year 10, you get $400,000. You did not have any other thing. All that you had is $100,000. Year 10 is $100,000, $400,000. Year 15 is what? $800,000. All in S&P 500, based on the data for the past 10 years, right? Using the 14.5% return, right? That is how much? 800,000. In 20 years, how much is your 100,000 going to be? Somebody put it in the comment. The money doubles every 5 years. How much is double of 800,000? What is it in 20 years? What is the double? What's double of 800,000? 800 times 1,000 times 2. Let's see if we have 800,000 times 2. Somebody puts in the comment and then we're going to pin the person. 800,000 times 2. Can somebody help us? 800,000 times 2. Crickets. 800,000 times 2, guys. 1.6 million. We still have math student here. Yeah. Access is really, you can see she's really committed here. She's listening and she got so connect with her. I hope you have already clicked on the follow button and you are already part of the community, right? Yeah. 1.6 million. $27 a day, done for 10 years. That is $1.6 million. This is under 5 minutes or under 2 minutes. I was able to show you how to get $1.6 million. Just you say, after 10 years, you don't do anything. So you probably start from maybe you start from age 20 or you start from age 30 or whatever. Let's assume that you are age 30 now. You do this consistently till you are 40. That means by the time you are 60, right? It means that you have $1.6 million. And if you now do it and you now put it in your Roth IRA, I know you cannot put everything in Roth IRA because in a year you can only put $7,500, right? Let's say you put the $7,500, at least you have over $1 million, that you're going to get tax-free at 60. And then you're wondering, Why are some people wealthy? I don't have that money. Those are questions that you see. I just prove it to you, $27. That's it to get to that $1 million status. Now, there's the part of we're not even brought, this is me just telling you about your lunch money and your coffee. And that $27 that you're spending on TT Street, money that you spend on a daily basis. People spend more than that. That's it. That's data for you. I'm not one of those people that will just tell you and build castle in a hair. I just showed you. This is one of the principles. So if you have not clicked the follow button and not joined the $1 Million League, well, this is data for you right here. You want to join, you want to click on the follow button and, and join the $1 Million League, because this is one of the many principles. Remember, we talked about 4 pillars of wealth creation, and this is just smart investing. And we're not even going to be doing just the $27. It's going to be more than that. So you don't have to wait 20 or 30 years to even double that your money. Okay? So we wrap up the live here. If you want to, if you feel that your income is not good enough, I mean, I always look for ways to increase my income, right? As a matter of fact, I've moved from like almost 8 companies, right? In almost 2 decades of working in corporate America. I have been, hey, Dr. Fatima. Dr. Fatima is the person I spoke about earlier. She blessed us on Sunday. Such an amazing, she's an executive director of graduate admissions, multiple awarded. She's one of the people that will be teaching at the Wealth Building Academy. How you can go to college for free. She has 4 degrees and she never paid a dime. All assemblies went to college for free. She blessed us on Sunday during the family and finance. So if you want to learn how to increase your income, we would also be talking about how to smart investing and all of that. A little bit on that, taught it. Go to my page right here. Let me show you.
If I started from 0 tomorrow and had to grow to 10,000 followers by the end of May, here's exactly how I would do it. And none of this is theoretical. I was actually...
Okay. So if you want to learn more, click on, you'll see right here. And you'll find the same thing on my YouTube as well. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. You'll see it right here. You'll try to you'll find the link in my bio on my YouTube. Make sure you enroll for the Wealth Building Academy. Click on it. It's free, but registration is required. As a matter of fact, I think we are already 60% of the class right now, 60% full, and we've not even started putting content. So you find it right here, the Wealth Building Academy. Registration is required. Click on it. We just have limited seats left. And the same thing, once you click on the link in my bio, nestu.me/, that's the only link on my YouTube. So you'll find it there. Click on it and register. You're just going to ask you for your name and your phone number, and then you'll register, be present in the class, and that's how you come and learn how the 4 pillars of wealth creation. In June, we'll also be having the mid-year money reset, right? It's already mid-year, by the way. It's already, where's that your new year, new me? Where are you at on it? We're going to be touching it. How all of this kind of little strategies that you can use, those are things we'll be talking about. So I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things, and you're wondering, the ETF that I talked about, how do you start investing, right? How do you do it? Because I talked about the result, right? What is the step-by-step? There is a course for you right here, a self-paced course. It's called the Smart Investing Workshop. Turn your income into real wealth, because if all that you do with your income is you pay bills and you leave it in savings account, your money is not going to grow. You're actually losing money to inflation, and at the same time you're losing your money. Even your money is definitely not at least not double, and it's not going to double in 72 years, unfortunately, right? But if you want your money to double quickly, do things like ETF, do things like invest in ETF, invest in businesses, invest in real estate. The Smart Investing Workshop, that is a self-paced course. It's pre-recorded, whereby you can sit and actually, it tells you everything from start to finish, actually step-by-step demos and all of that. including automation, such that you can set it one time. And of course, this $27, because that's the next question. So, how do I take $27 every single month? You don't need to do that. You can do it every paycheck, whereby you fund it. We are not the one doing it, it's going to be the system doing it for you. Queen, welcome in, and everyone. The system does it for you every single time. So, you are paying yourself first. As you are paying taxes, you are paying yourself first, right? So you don't have the headache and the weight that comes with, I want to, how do I fund this? Everything that you need to know, you'll find it right there. And it's your lucky day or your lucky season, because right now, because we are doing a CSR, corporate social responsibility. So everything that you see right here, it's all at a discount. Wealth Building Academy is totally free. Just registration, that's what is required. So how to turn your $27 to 1.6 million, like I described, you would find it. The step by step, the execution, it's right there in this course. And guess what it is? Remember $27, right? In the spirit of $27 and in the spirit of CSR, to turn your 1.6 million, the price of that course is $27. Typical price is $297. But like I said, we're doing CSR right now. Take the advantage. This course is going to go back to the regular price, $297. But because we're teaching $27, right, to turn to 1.6 million based on what I've just shown you, that's why the price is that. But the price is going to go back to the regular price, $297. How to buy real estate. We want to be back tomorrow. We'll talk about real estate, because typically I take it as a flow. Take that your income, start investing in ETF. Once you have the ETF and you build capital, then you put it in real estate. Then real estate, from there, you start giving you cash flow. And then from cash flow, right, that's how you can say you gain financial freedom, right? It's an entire flow, right? It's an entire flow. So you want, if you can be back tomorrow, but otherwise you have the, what's it called, the real estate academy, how to buy your real estate in 90 days, including how to manage. But even if you're not doing anything at all, because you're here today, make sure you do not miss the Smart Investing Workshop. $27, do the $27 now for today, then execute it, and don't just buy the course only. Execute it. A lot of times, people buy things, right? And then they don't use it, right? You don't use it, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I bought this course. It did not change. How is it going to change your life if you did not execute? The only thing that needs to change your story and your life, your finances, to get you that $1 million status is right there for you. It's available for you, $27, right? But guess what? Some people would buy and then they don't even take it. You're as good as the person that did not buy it. And then some people would see the price right now at $27, and then the price goes back to $297, and people are like, oh, you know what, Dr. Lina, can you give me a discount? And I was like, no, because now you have the opportunity to actually buy it. Like I said, we're just doing CSR right now, corporate social responsibility, and once that window is over, it is over. So take today, get the course, right, $27. From tomorrow, take your $27, start putting it in your piggy bank or whatever, right? Automate it or whatever. By the end of the month, $27 times 10, right? That means $27 times 10, that is $270. That means $540. $540 plus another $270, that is about $830, right? Or $730. That's all that you need to put in. That's it, $730. And if you cannot do $27, that's fine. Start with $10. Start with $5. Not doing it at all is what is the wrong thing. Do it and just start doing it, right? Start it today. Don't wait till tomorrow. So make your purchase. Smart Investing, it tells you it tells you if you're in the and by the way, you can buy ETF from anywhere in the world. I hope you know that. Anywhere in the world. You just need to open your account. If you're in Nigeria or you're in Africa in general, there's Stanbic IBTC, there's Investment One, There is Bamboo. You can open any of those accounts and then start the process, and you can buy the ETF in the United States. You can buy globally, right? You don't have to. You can, as a matter of fact, if you're in other countries, I tell you, you want to still buy something in the US dollars, because US dollars is like the, what's it called, the uniform currency or something, right? What do they call it, right? And so you want to still do that. Then you can, in case then you are able to hedge against your currency, your local currency, all of the devaluation of that currency, because you have maybe certain 30% of your investment in dollars, some of your investment in your local currency, right? I also recommend that. So, but those are the things, everything that you need, either to buy from anywhere in the world, you will find it. And right now it's at $27. Take advantage of it at the CSR. Once that price is over, it is over. All right. I hope you've learned one or two things today. We'll wrap up the live here. Make sure, if you have been here and you've not, I know that we forget that at times, you get locked in. Make sure you click on the follow button if you haven't done that. All right. Click on the follow button if you haven't done that. Check before we go. And for those that got their daily admin, well done. And make sure you claim your points. So I give you 1 minute to click on the follow button, claim your points. For those that want to make the purchase of the smart investing course, make sure you do that as well. Let me know if you have any problems with that. Let me show, and also register for the Wealth Building Academy. The Wealth Building Academy is here. The Smart Investing Workshop is here. So Wealth Building Academy is free, but registration is required. So back on my bio, you'll see it. Click on the bio. You see next to me/Money Talk with Dr. Lina. That's the only link there. Click on open. And then that's the Wealth Building Academy. And of course, here's the Smart Investing Workshop. All right, invest in yourself. Once you learn this and you understand this, guess what? You would be able to be more comfortable in investing. Just start. And you really don't have to start with $27. You can start with $1, right? Start with $1. What is most important is for you to start. But don't just stick it to $1. Continue. You get salary increases. You get pay raise, increases. You change your job, increases. You get that bonus, put it there and start building wealth. All right. Well, I hope everybody has claimed their points. I hope you have all claimed our points. For those that got the daily at me, claim your points. And all right, I am here between 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you turn on notification, because at times I come up at 9 p.m. as well, or 8 p.m., in the evening, depending on my schedule for the day. If there's something I just want to share, maybe latest news. And of course, we have family and finance on Sunday. So you don't want to miss that, where we talk about money in marriage, right? Finances in marriage, children, all of those kind of things. When it comes to finances, we'll talk about that. All right. I hope you found today valuable. Put 1 if you found today valuable. 1 if you found today valuable. Put 1 today. You found today valuable. 1, 1, 1, 1. You found today valuable. Put 1. Perfect. Okay, Doctor. Thank you so much. Okay. Awesome. Great. So good to have each and every one of you. And congratulations again to everybody that joined clicking the follow button and joined that $1 Million League. Congratulations. God's love said 1 on this YouTube side. I am glad. Make sure you click on the subscribe button if you have not done that and join the $1 Million League. Awesome. Gizu, good to see you there. All right. Have a good one. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. I love you guys so much, and stay blessed. All right. Okay. Bye. And bye to my YouTube community. Make sure you click on the follow button, subscribe button if you have not done so, right? And I'll be back again tomorrow, okay? And I'll see you guys. Stay blessed. Ensure your money is working harder than you do. Bye.